Yeah.
All right. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll start talking.
Oh, you're good to go.
Okay. So my name is Jay Baralao. I'm from the state of Illinois. I'm a father of three, married, taking care of my widowed mom. And a funny fact is I can hang out with somebody and I'll get information about them. I've done 20 years of emotional intelligence and psychology. So I can hang out with somebody and I can psychoanalyze them within 10 minutes. A lot of people come to me about girls they're interested in and they ask me, do you think it's going to work out long term? I'm not a psychic, but I'll sit there and I'll ask them specific questions about what he wants, what he needs, what's deal breakers, and then I'll observe her, whether it's on the phone or face to face or whatever. And then afterwards I'll tell him, okay, she's shy, you're outgoing, it'll probably work out. Or she's outgoing, you're outgoing, she can hang out with the girls and you're pretty conservative. Probably not gonna work out long term, but she'll probably be great sex. So I'll say stuff like that. So I'm not always on point, but I'll do stuff like that. And believe it or not, a lot of people come back to me for more
Really?
advice. Well, yeah.
What's
Anyway,
like your
one of those things I do.
score? The number of times you gotten right, number of times you gotten wrong.
85%.
85%. That's
Roughly.
good.
I'm not always on point, but I look at I psychoanalyze everything, and
Uh,
then I keep a wiggle room of where I could be wrong. I'm like leaning towards being wrong, but I could be right, but I'm leaning towards being right, but I might be a little wrong. And if I'm wrong, then this is what's gonna happen. So then I'll even
mhm.
give an answer for when I'm wrong. Then okay, this is probably what will happen. And then they'll tell me, yeah, you're right, this happened. So yeah. Anyway.
Interesting.
So that's about me. What do you do for a living? I'm a data analyst, but I do a lot of passive income investments, crypto, stock market. I have my eggs in many baskets because the market's about to crash and we're about to hit a recession. So I'm literally living below my means,
Huh.
and preparing for the crash to happen soon. And I want to get a house on cash when real estate hits down. I'm thinking about 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. I think would be a good point. So I'm preparing for that. I don't like mortgages or interest. I pay cash for most
Uh,
things. Income, my income was really good, but recently I lost my job, so I'm at 50K a year roughly.
uh,
Um, and then how would you describe your financial situation? I have no credit card. I got out of my credit card debt. I paid off school. I got paid to go to college. I got my wife out of debt within a year of being married to her, and I've been with her for 17 years. I have little to no. I have maybe $600 debt, maybe. Um, and a lot of savings, passive income, and all that. So financially, from 1 to 10, I'll say I'm a 7.5, 8. But I got to build my
mhm.
401k and I got to build my investment passive income stronger so I can be more resilient if I'm not working. So if I'm not, I'm currently doing a part-time thing. So if I wasn't working
Mm,
at all, I'd be able to pay all my necessary bills. So my goal is to pay all my bills and then go on vacation and not have to worry about money. Because I'm very good with money. Um, so yeah, debt less than $600 I can knock out. Credit card, no debt. Student, I knocked out. I have no student loans. I knocked my wife's loans out. Like I said, auto loans, I pay cash for everything. So my car, and my wife's car. We got two cars. We paid like 18 grand in the last 2 years. Paid cash. Mortgage. I'm taking care of my mom at her house, so I'm paying rent. I'm not doing mortgage, but I'm trying to save like 300,000 to knock out most of the mortgage within 3 years,
mhm,
interest free. My goal is not to do any loans or interest or nothing. Borrow money from people, give them $1,000, borrow like 30,000, and just knock out my mortgage. I hate being in debt.
mhm.
Um, how did we get here with this debt? Are you saying as a country or me?
No, just
Oh,
if you were in debt,
no, no,
if there is no debt, like what's the
I knocked
secret?
out my debt. The secret is to live below your means, pay cash, don't buy, don't. 80% of people what people buy is impulse buying. So I literally wait 24 hours and I'll buy something 80, 90% of the time. So I try not to do impulsive buying
Okay.
unless it's I do impulse buying at Dollar Tree because if I buy like 20 things, it's like $30. So I try to do impulse
Right.
buying at places where there's a threshold of how much I can spend. But basically, I pay cash. I don't borrow money. I'm constantly working. I'm doing stuff like this with you. So if I ever need something, I just throw money at it. For $51, I might use it for gas or something. So I donate
Mm,
plasma if I need money. So I do different things so I have access to money and I can spend all that money before I touch my savings account. So that's my key. Um, and if there's no debt, what's the secret? Yeah, pay basically live below your means, pay cash, minimize loans and debt. I'm saving money for a house instead of getting a house and paying it for 30 years. Instead of paying like
Mhm.
600,000 for a $300,000 house, I'd rather just pay 300,000. Um,
Right.
what else? Any investments? Yeah, stock. Like I said, crypto stocks. My crypto stocks is my stocks are doing okay in oil. Crypto, I'm down. I got in when I was at the peak because I hesitated, so I'm down like 40 to 60% on crypto, but it's like 5 grand, not a big deal. 401k,
Mhm.
I got to do better at that because I only have 17,000. Um, I did a lot of contract
Okay.
jobs. Yeah, I did a lot of contract jobs. Got paid a lot of money, knocked out my debt, my credit card debt,
Mhm.
and then saved money for a house. But now I need to get a permanent job, make less money, and just throw a lot of my money at my 401k. So my goal is to build my 401k. Um, Rental apartments. I have a vending machine business. Not interested in rental apartments. There's with the way the market is now, you'd be a dummy to be a landlord unless you have family or somebody or Section 8, some way you can guarantee that you're going to get rent. I think being a landlord is a very foolish thing to do, especially that housing prices are going to drop, and with that will be rental
Mhm.
prices. Stocks. I don't do a whole lot of stocks because I'm not the best at stocks. But oil, I'm making money. It's fluctuating. What is in your bank account? My savings, I have. I'm being a little personal with you because I don't tell most people. So
Mhm.
my savings account, which I'll last like roughly 6 months if I had no money coming in, is a little over 10,000. Um,
Okay.
and um, and basically the money I'm saving towards the house, I'm at 160,000. I'm hoping to be at 190,000 within a month, and I'm hoping within 3 months I'll be at 215,000. And I'm not
Mhm.
working right now. I'm doing like different investments and I'm doing different things that's bringing money in. So I'm hoping to get 55,000 in the next by the end of the year towards a house. So I'll
Mhm.
be at 215,000
Mhm.
right now. I'm at 160, and I'm getting residuals on my money for. I got money in a co-op, so I'm helping somebody else pay for a house, and they're giving me money. So every month I'm making roughly
Mhm.
$1,000 by doing that. So my
Mhm.
money's making money towards the house. So my budget. Um, so budget. So I'm not super crazy on my monthly budget because I work at a restaurant 2 nights a week. I get free food, and whenever I want to eat
Mhm.
out, I get 50% off. And then because I lost my job, I get $1,100 in food subsidies. So for
Mhm.
budget, because food was the biggest cost for me, that's outside of rent. My budget
Mhm.
typically is like $1,500 a month is my budget roughly 1,500. That's including 900 bucks for rent, and so food's taken care of. So that's gas, maybe eating out. Like I went out right now to eat. It cost like 120 bucks, but I negotiated eating so
Mhm.
much, I brought it down to $38. So I took my mom out for her
Okay.
birthday. We got pizza, fries, onion rings, water, everything, drinks for a family of six, $38
Mhm.
because I was able to
That's
get
pretty good.
coupons and I was able to basically we brought our own water, so we saved 15 bucks. I got a $15
Mhm.
coupon for $2. I didn't have to pay for tip because I ended up doing it myself. Um,
Mhm.
and basically, I literally knew exactly what I was going to order and how much it's going to cost. So I was able to save like 70, 80 bucks, $70. So my budget 1,500 a month. What's your financial goals? My financial goals is to pay off a house in the next 3 to 5 years, interest free, no late fees. Um, get solar panels so I can knock out most of my electrical bill. Not don't get any gas ovens. Get everything electric, in new wave,
Mhm.
whatever. How do you want to achieve these goals? The way I'm achieving these goals is living below my means. I'm doing a lot of focus groups. Like I make roughly like 3,000 a year on focus groups. You know, um,
Mhm.
I just made 750 in the last 2 weeks of focus groups. Um, Yeah, so my goal is to continue paying things. My goal is to make as much money that when things happen, my car breaks down, I need this, I need that, I have money, so I don't have to get a loan or payday loan, whatever. Whatever. Continue paying. Was that you? That noise? Um,
Mhm.
that's your side, right? That
Yes,
noise?
sir.
Okay. First one. So continue paying cash, having extra money reserves for emergencies, continue budgeting, and like I'm saving roughly 5,000 a year just working at my pizzeria job 10 hours a week because I get so much. I get like 10 drinks, 10 bottles of water and pop and all that a week.
Mhm.
That helps fund my inventory for my vending machine. So I'm
Mhm.
making money off the free drinks I get from the restaurant I work at. I get free food that I bring home. I get free salad. I get free Italian beef, all that stuff, pizza, and then basically yeah, because I'm not working right now. I'm getting Medicaid. I just qualify for that, so I don't have to worry about medical. I don't have to worry about food, which those two things alone is $2,500 a month. If I had no
Mhm.
Medicaid or food subsidies, I'd be spending $2,500 on top of the $1,500 budget I got. So it would have been 4 grand. But because I have
Mhm.
this stuff going on temporarily, I'm my budget's from 4 grand down to 1,500. Um, what's my plan? I continue trying to throw as much money as I can. Any extra money I have outside of my emergency savings account, um, throwing that money at my co-op, so that I can continue getting money. Once I throw money at the co-op, I don't touch the money unless all my money is gone, and that's like
Mhm.
less. Like if I was desperate, I'd be like, I need 10 grand. I'll take it out of my co-op. Or what I would
Mhm.
do is instead of taking 10 grand out, I'll say, you know what, I'm making $1,000 a month. Can you do a direct deposit into my account instead of putting it in the co-op? So then I have $1,000 a month doing it that way, which would be the first thing I do before I take out money from the co-op. Any expenses I can cut back on. I've cut back on a lot of subscriptions. I'm down to Amazon. I have a brain game called Lumosity. Amazon. I have a credit score. I'm going to keep for right now to continue improving my credit scores and getting notified if anyone tries to steal my identity or mess around with my credit.
Mhm.
And then also I have a ebook um, called Scribs. That's like 120 bucks a year. So I have like that, and a life insurance. So I have like five to seven subscriptions. I don't have Netflix or any other type thing. I get a lot of things for free. I watch movies on YouTube. Get library, get movies for free. Um, so in terms of cutting back, what can I cut back on? Just try not to eat out too much, which doesn't happen a lot unless my mom's birthday or some holiday.
Mhm.
Um, any other cutbacks? I did cut back on cutting my hair. It used to be $20, now it's $10.
Ooh.
So it's $23 a tip. Now it's like $12, $13 a tip. So I cut that back 50%. Um, I don't buy a lot of clothes. So when I do, I buy it when it's on sale. I buy things from Sam's Club because things are cheaper there. I have a
Mhm.
membership there. Yeah, so I'm cutting back as much as I can. For my wife too, I say don't eat at McDonald's a lot. I give her my credit card. Yeah, I give her a budget. Yeah, because McDonald's is expensive. It's not cheap
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Dollar menu's
Those
not dollar
Big
menu.
Macs are expensive.
Yeah, they don't even have Big Macs on sale anymore. Burger King, McDonald's copy each other. Burger King copies McDonald's. They used to have Big Macs 2 for $5 and 2 for $6 and 2 for $7. Now they don't even give you that discount. Now it's everything but a Big Mac.
Uh-huh. I think the Big Mac itself might be like $6 or 7. I'm like, what? It's insane.
I'll just get like a quarter pounder or something. I don't know. They do have buy one get one for free when you get the coupon for a quarter pounder. I'd rather do that than a Big Mac. Um, so I'm doing pretty good with my expenses. I'm very tight with my wife, and my wife doesn't work. I work, but um, she's doing the best she can. Which expenses do you want to cut back on? I pretty much talked about it. I might cut back on the credit score subscription, which is 30 a month. I might bring it down to $6 a month, but I need it for a couple months because I'm doing some stuff with my credit, to build up my equity. Um, any tips for others who want to become debt free? Have a budget, but don't be too strict with the budget. What you can do, one of the things I'll tell people, which I want to do more of, is pay yourself first, save money, then pay your bills. Um, yeah, so basically, yeah, um, take out money towards your savings and then pay for everything else, and anything extra, put it towards entertainment or savings. So, um, be strict with your money because, like for example, I brought a 10 cents bottle of water. I brought
Mhm.
four 10 cents bottle of water I got from Sam's Club, and I get things tax free. Um, you because the vending machine I do, right. So
Mhm.
the ice mountain water is 10 cents each. And when I went to the restaurant tonight, it was $2.49, not including tax. With
Right.
tax, it would be $3 or almost $2.80. And I got
Mhm.
my own bottle, the exact same bottle, cold for 10 cents. So
Right.
280 minus 10, I saved $2.70 times 6.
Mm-hmm.
So that's roughly 12. I saved almost $17 in water just by
Mm-hmm.
bringing my own water from the house that I got from
Right.
Sam's Club. So that alone, $17 on that. I saved $10 on a tip. I saved $13 on a coupon. I mean, you're adding all that stuff together. I mean, yeah, 40, and then they're like 20, $60. So I'm a data analyst. I'm good with numbers. I don't buy things retail anymore. I buy things in bulk. A lot of things I buy for the vending machine I use for the house. I learned the power of returns. I used to never return anything. I
Mm-hmm.
save roughly I save roughly like 2,000 a year on returning things. When I
Mm-hmm.
didn't do it before, I would throw things in the garbage or
Uh-huh.
donate it to homeless or give it to a charity, like all this food
Uh-huh.
expiration from the flea market, not flea market, from the vending machine I have. I have 4 vending machines. So if I have anything that's gonna expire or not popular, I just return it to Sam's Club. No questions asked. They direct deposit money back in my account. So if I have 30 chips, I sold 5 chips. I got 25
Mm-hmm.
5 chips left. I return it to them. They give me the retail for 30 chips, and then I made funny money up to 5 chips that they did buy. So I make money
Mm-hmm.
here, and then I get my full refund there, and they know about that. It's no questions asked. They have a sign up there for food. So I'm saving a killing doing that. Before I was like bleeding money on the vending machine. Like
Mm-hmm.
I literally learned from spending from losing 6,000 a year in vending machines. I've gotten to a point now, even with the market slowing down, that I'm making roughly 10 grand a year. But from losing 10 grand, losing 6 grand to gaining 10 grand. So I literally reversed my vending machine business by 16 grand because I learned how to budget and how to return things that are not popular or spoiled. Like I look at expirations when I buy everything. I get the oldest expiration. Like I have a white board on my vending machine. People tell me what they want. I bring it and I charge them extra because it was a request. I don't tell them that. So I'm like a numbers machine the way my brain works.
Uh-huh.
So my tip to people: live below your means. Try to pay cash. Don't work one job because you get fired from your corporate job. You're going to be homeless. The secret is to create passive income, semi-passive income. At least have 1 or 2 gig jobs a week that pays you good money. Like
Mm-hmm.
I deliver food and I make roughly $25 to $35 an hour. Minimum wage is $15 an hour in Chicago. Where are you located? What city?
Urbana, Illinois.
Oh, so you're probably lower. You're Central Illinois. So
Yeah.
the minimum wage is what, 8.75 there, or $8?
I think it's like 13.
13. It's gonna be 15 in a couple years. We're fifteen
Yeah.
dollars in Chicago. So I make $25 to $35 an hour delivering food, and half the time I'm listening to my music and just chilling, waiting for the next delivery. They pay me per hour per delivery, which is a $6 per delivery, three
Mm-hmm.
dollars per delivery, for the delivery fee, and then I get free food, as much drinks as I want, and I get to read my book, and just chill. So
Mm-hmm.
half the time. So it's a very easy job. So work multiple jobs, live under your means, pay cash, budget yourself. Don't marry a girl that's in debt or doesn't have any plan to get out of debt because you're gonna be paying her debt. Because
Uh-huh.
girls nowadays they want traditional men to pay for everything. They want you to hold the door, kiss their ass, all that stuff. They want to
Uh-huh.
go. They want to go party, hang out with the girls. They don't want to be traditional girls. They want to be kind of sluts and whores, but they want you to be they want you to be a traditional guy. No, I'm not talking about all girls. I got 2 daughters. They're not going to be that way, God forbid. But 90% of girls nowadays, they want to be hot sluts and hoes and run around and party with the girls and have one night stands, get drunk, do what they want to do, and they want you to be a gentleman. Fuck that.
Uh-huh.
Excuse my language. I got a girl that was a virgin. I married a girl that was a virgin who never
Uh-huh.
had any. She had no tattoos, no piercings, no boyfriends except for
Mhm.
me. I don't mess around, so I come from a conservative background, and I have had little to no drama with my wife because of that. I don't have to hear about ex-boyfriends and all this crap and how men treat her like garbage. I don't need to deal with all that.
Mhm.
Go to a counselor if you need that. So that's my tip. My tip with people is don't deal with girls with tattoos, that they're masculine. They don't have a father around. And if they have a lot of big body count, if it's more than 5 men, which you'll never know, but you can tell by the way she acts and the way she dresses. If a woman has 4 or more men, there's a 80% chance she's gonna divorce you and take half your income. So it's better to go for a more conservative girl. I'm being serious.
You signed a
I
prenup.
this is not, I didn't do a prenup because I trust my wife. But if I would get married nowadays, I'd probably do a prenup because I was broke.
Oh.
I was making $200 a week in college when I met my wife. She met me when I was poor, so she got lucky. Now my wife stays at home. My wife doesn't work, doesn't make a dollar, she doesn't do anything. She just takes care. She doesn't. No, I shouldn't say she doesn't work at all, but she takes care of the 3 kids. in the house. We don't pay any
Right.
babysitting or daycare or
Mm.
private schools. We do homeschool. So yeah,
Mm.
that's my tip. So every day I'm learning something new. I started like not knowing anything. I was ignorant. I made a lot of financial mistakes. I'm older now, so I kind of learned to. I didn't have a father in my life. My dad died over 20 years ago, so I had to figure out throwing spaghetti on the wall how to do things. I made a lot of mistakes, and now finally I'm like in my prime. The next 15 years.
Mm.
Anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm
How was the financial situation growing up?
It was difficult. We had a family of 9 in a two-bedroom apartment. My mom never worked. Yeah, my mom was born in Panama. She dropped out of sixth grade. She went up to sixth grade.
Uh-huh.
She was in a small village. At sixth grade, they stopped. They didn't
It's,
have seventh grade. My dad dropped out of high school. I went to, and my dad was a good man, and he was a hardworking man. But he came here from overseas. Didn't speak English very well. He worked hard, and he didn't have an opportunity to work smart. His reading comprehension was bad. His English wasn't that good. He didn't have a father in his life like me. It was a vicious cycle. He never. I took advantage of all the opportunities my dad couldn't because he came here in high school and dropped out and had no one watching him to help, no one mentoring him. And so for me, I finished high school. I went to college. I went to emotional intelligence school. I went to like 6, 7 different schools. I learned a lot about the way people
mm.
think. So that's because I'm very
Mm.
loyal. I'm very trusting. I love people. I love to help people. So for me not to be mentally
Mm.
unstable and jaded and angry and crazy like a lot of people nowadays, I went to school to learn about how people think.
Uh,
I'm being very serious. If I didn't go to school to learn about how crazy people can be, people are good, but they're nuts also. If you don't have a mentor, a counselor, or a father figure, somebody to let out your crap, and you keep that stuff festered in your head, you're gonna. Humans are
mm.
file folders. If you don't clean your file folder like you do in your office, it's a mess. And most people are
It's,
misdiagnosed or undiagnosed and don't know how crazy they are. So I literally diagnose people on
uh-huh.
the spot. And if I like them and I trust them, I'll advise them. If not, I'll indirectly maybe say something. But most of the time, I'll let people to their own devices because when you tell people about their issues, you become public enemy number one. So I just let people kind of do their thing unless they're ready to change
Right.
or open to change. So
Uh,
that's my advice.
Thank you.
I have a lot to say.
Let's see. It's good. Thank you for for everything. That was
Yeah,
really good.
more than what you thought I was gonna give you, huh?
Yeah. um,
What's this study for? What are you guys doing to study this financial thing?
no, just interviewing financial situations and like how can we get people to either budget or be debt free,
Is this a
which is really
college or
great.
a
They're like
nonprofit or what?
um just personal.
Oh man, this is
Eh,
smart. How many people are you interviewing?
I'm just putting an ad on Craigslist and then doing that and seeing how many people applied. I think you're my second person doing this.
How many people
So
you plan
I'm
to
like
do? $51 can be a lot of money if you do like 20 people. It's like 1,000, right? Yeah, 20 people. Yeah, 1,000
uh
and $10. How many people you plan to do?
I'm probably gonna do like 50 people.
50. You got $2,500? Damn. Damn. What do
Yeah.
you do for What do you do for a living?
Yeah. Grocery store. Manage a grocery store.
What do you want to do? What's your goal?
Probably um I wanna say I wanna do like a finance show with like YouTube and
YouTube.
educate people on how to better budget their money. Because I realize a lot of
How to
people do
budget your
not
money?
budget their money.
What you're gonna
Mhm.
have to do, just to let you know, on YouTube, because there's a lot of competition. From what I was told, you have to make close to like 50 to 100 videos before you can even monetize what you make and build up your clientele and your subscriptions. So in the beginning, I
Uh,
mean, it should be a hobby thing in the beginning until you don't expect money for like a year on average, if you
mhm,
make any money. So
mhm.
yeah, I mean that's my biggest thing. I wanted to do YouTube also because I have a lot of emotional intelligence knowledge, but the level of jealous people and angry people and mentally disturbed people and disabling comment section, there's a lot of craziness going out there, and even if you're very successful, you get a lot of haters because they're jealous because they don't
Yeah.
want to do what you're doing. I'm not trying to tell you not to do it, but just build a thick skin if you don't already have one, and just be prepared of. There's a lot of people out there that there's always a percentage of people going to hate you, no matter how good or how bad you are. It's just some people they just love to hate. They're called haters.
Right. It comes with the territory of like yeah. Especially yeah, if YouTube fame or anything, there's gonna be people who like you, people who dislike you. It's like yeah.
It
It's
is what
okay.
it is. What inspired you? What inspired you to want to interview 50 people?
I really like the finance shows, like how people talk about their financial situation and how they want to improve it. And I'm just addicted to those right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm addicted to
So I'm
numbers.
like, I want to try to do that with other people. And so
Yeah,
like how to
there's a
start
lot of
it would
money out
be,
there.
mhm.
No, there's a lot of money
And
out there. There's a lot of scammers, but there's also a lot of ways to make money. And every day I find out different ways to make money, and it's crazy, man. There's so much money out there.
yeah, shoot, what Panda Express, their managers apparently, they're promoting them to like what 85, 95,
That's pretty
but
good.
Panda Express they're always busy. I could imagine all the stress they got to go through.
Where do you work at?
Eh,
Which place do you work at? What store?
it's a Mexican store.
It's a
It's like it's
supermarket.
a small bodega. It's like a
Okay.
family store, family business.
Oh, so it's your
And
family.
yep, correct.
Okay, yeah,
And
but you
so,
wanna go
uh,
out, you wanna go beyond that. You're looking at
yeah,
um.
yeah, correct.
Got
Yeah,
it.
parents
Okay.
decided they needed help because um, grandparents weren't doing so good.
Wow.
My My grandfather was in and out of the hospital, so my dad wanted, instead of being stuck at the store all the time,
Hmm.
he wanted me to help out so he could spend more time with his grandparents. And luckily, it actually worked out. Has been working out at least because my grandfather passed away like about a year ago, so he
Ooh,
did get more time with them.
my condolences on that. That's
Thank
tough.
you.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you're from Urbana. You were born and raised in Urbana.
No, California, then Indiana, and then here,
What do you
Illinois.
like best out of all three locations?
The weather, probably the best weather in California,
But that's
at
so
least during the
expensive
winter
though.
time.
I heard
Yeah,
that
yeah.
almost
That's why I just said the weather. Weather.
yeah, because California is like hell now for a lot of people. Like $1.2 million for a house that was 200,000 like 20 years ago. That's insane. I
uh,
wanted to go to California too, but it's just the crime, the real estate,
uh,
people running away from Florida and Texas. I think Illinois is a very special place because we have 21% of the fresh surface water, and the climate's more mild, and the
mm,
housing is not too crazy yet. I think in the next 20 years we're going to be like California. But right now, I think the Midwest is like the best place to be because everybody's saying go to
mm,
Texas and go to Florida,
mm,
but the
mm,
crime, the traffic, the overcrowdedness,
mm,
the job market in Texas is getting really bad. Florida, same thing. A lot of Florida with the hurricanes and the real estate and the crime, and a lot of people are leaving Florida because it's like 1.2 million houses are vacant in Florida because a lot of they call it winter birds. They come in the winter
yeah,
and they leave for the summer.
yeah.
So over a million houses are empty. So there's a lot of craziness in Florida and Texas, and I do the opposite what the media says. They're like, go to Texas. I'm like, I'm going north. So
People are liking
Chicago,
Tennessee though.
say it again.
Tennessee,
Tennessee's pretty good
um,
too.
they got what nice taxes for one, and two, their Nashville attracts so many
They're
people.
getting expensive
That's
Nashville though. Nashville's very expensive.
that's why, because like so many people are going to it. I know in college it was either people were gonna go to Las Vegas or Nashville, Tennessee, which I was like,
Most white people I know are going to Nashville. It's becoming like almost like a white. It's becoming like an ultra white right wing city now because a lot of white people they don't like being around minorities, and the
mm,
biggest minority in America that's going to take over are Hispanic. Like Hispanics is a multi-billion-dollar business because you have millions of so you have 380 million Americans, but my estimations is there's at least 80 million illegals in America, and most of those
mm,
are Latinos from Mexico, Central, El Salvador, Central and South America. There's roughly 60 million Latinos in America,
mm,
undocumented, under the radar, living under a social security number of a dead person or something. So everywhere I go, there's illegals working. And
uh,
America doesn't want to say anything, but we need them. So Latinos is
right,
like knowing Spanish. You're fluent in Spanish.
yeah,
That's a lot of money in that. I mean, a lot of money.
yeah,
A lot of people don't speak English; they speak Spanish. So my mom speaks Spanish. I speak poquito, but yeah, that's bilingual. You have a lot of very powerful attributes. If you were able to work remotely in Urbana for a Chicago company making Chicago money, you're
mm,
set, man. That's the key.
right,
If you
yeah,
can, I don't. What's your skill set? You said you're a manager. Did you go to college?
yeah.
Where'd you go, Urbana?
Graduated with sociology degree with like a minor in communication and entrepreneurship certificate.
Communication,
Yeah.
entrepreneur. And you said associates or bachelor's?
Bachelor's.
Bachelor, and that's at Urbana?
Purdue.
Purdue,
Um,
Indiana. Okay, got it. So, did you
mhm.
like Indiana or not really?
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty nice.
Or why'd you guys move Indiana and then Illinois?
Um, we had an uncle who lived in Illinois, and uncle bought another store, um, like in Champaign, and
Okay,
so the owner had two stores. He sold the first one to my uncle, and then years later, he was just like, "I'm done with this." So the owner decided to sell the other store to my dad, and so now
nice.
my dad owns. So now the two brothers own each a store.
Grocery store or restaurant? Grocery store.
Grocery store, and then I guess both of them have a grocery store, and then they have like a taco truck, and like yeah, like a taco shop, restaurant.
Like inside or in a truck?
We have it in the truck outside. Um, Uncle has theirs inside. It's
Did you
like
guys are you guys close to each other? Is it like within like a mile or two? Your businesses?
it's like 10 minutes away. It's like one city to the next. It's like
Oh,
basically two suburbs or whatnot, two
what?
college towns nearby.
So why don't you just build your dad's business and try to maybe do a second franchise or third franchise? Why don't you do the business thing? Why investments?
It's just like store and retail. It's a lot of work, and then which is like retail. You're in there basically open and close,
Yeah, no
and
life.
then no, yeah. I have no life.
There's no work-life balance. Yeah, I did restaurant business.
Yeah.
That's why I do food delivery because I make roughly $1,200 a month. No, I make 1,500 bucks a month, and I work
Uh,
14 hours a week. So I work almost 60 hours a month. I make 1,500. So yeah, that's like yeah, roughly $35 an hour. Um, I do food delivery because it's super simple. I get in 3-4 hours. I don't have to mop or wash dishes or nothing. So I just deliver
mhm.
food. I do it 3-4 hours. I go home. Like I don't like to be. I used to run restaurants and all that. I don't want to do that. It's backbreaking work. I make more money delivering
Yeah.
food, easier. So I'm like semi-retired. I'm 45. So I used to work 60, 80 hours a week. Now I've cut down
Mhm,
to 40 hours a week. Um,
mhm,
but I have my vending machine business, which I do like 5 hours a week. So I have 4 vending machines. But I got so good with my time. I work like literally no more than 3 to 5 hours a week. Like literally, like
mhm.
that. It's clockwork.
Oh.
I do early morning,
Uh-huh.
late at night, no traffic. I get in there, 45 minutes in, out. I'm done with filling the vending machine. When I go shopping, I
Uh-huh.
also do my vending machine shopping. I write down everything I need. I go shopping 2, 3 times in a week. I'm done, and I go shopping for the house.
Oh.
So my time is extremely valuable. I'm talking to you right now, but you're a cool guy to talk to. But yeah, so it's if you're able, like, I figured out how to make money here and there. Like I do the real estate co-op, 1,000 a month. I do I have another business I do with my good credit where I'm working
Mhm,
with a company and I'm basically using my good credit with this company and they're giving me 1,000 a month. And then I'm working with a
mhm,
third company where I'm hoping to get 1,500 a month. Um, and
mhm,
then yeah, so 1,000, hopefully 1,500 soon. The vending machine thing I do, and then what's the fourth thing I do? The co-op, the vending machine. I got the partnership investment thing and then the food delivery thing. So all I do 4 things, and I work roughly 20 hours a week, and I'm working 20 hours a week, making 1,000 a week, 80 hours a
mhm.
month, making 4,000 a month. So I'm making roughly 50,000 a year, and I'm only working um part time, like 20 hours a week, like not full time, and
Mhm.
I'm making 50 grand a year. So if I get a full time
Oh.
job on top of what I'm
Uh-huh.
doing, then I can easily make from 50 grand to like 130 grand a year. So I can go up to top
Oh.
10% American, top 10% what Americans make if I just get one
Mhm.
full time job. So I'm one full time job from going like this, and I've been working
Right.
full time up until like 3 months ago. So before I was making 6 figures. Now I'm barely doing
Oh.
anything, making 50,000. So that's I'm not
Uh-huh.
showing off, and I don't even share this with 99% of people I know. You seem like a nice guy, and I want to benefit you.
Thank you.
But if you're able to make money work for you, like for me, if I don't want to work, I can live off my money. But
Mhm,
I don't want to just live. I want to, you know, I want to not luxury. I want to not survive. I want to prosper. And so
Mhm.
for me to do that, I'll live and I'll have fun in like 15, 20 years where I don't have to work. But right now,
Mhm.
I don't have any debt. I just want to build my equity, my house, all these things. So hopefully in the next like 5, 10 years, I'll be a millionaire. Like right now, I'm worth roughly $250,000. My goal is within 5 to 10 years, I'll be worth $1 million, and pretty much no debt. The $600 I can knock out, but there's a reason why
Huh.
I'm keeping that $600 debt. Um, but yeah, the funny thing is, 5 years ago I was worth negative negative 40,000, and now I'm worth a quarter million. So I literally changed my life within 5 years from
What was
negative
the
50,000.
switch?
The switch was I started paying cash. I started I spent a lot of money on education, on psychology, emotional intelligence. I would spend like
Mhm.
8 to 10,000 a year learning about how the brain works, how the mind
Mhm.
works, how the emotions work. That's why I know so much about how people are, because
Mhm.
I spent roughly 14 years and like over $100,000 just learning about the human mind and
Mhm.
psychology and everything. That's why I know a lot about girls, like how brainwashed girls are. That guys, I'm not being sexist. This is facts, and this is
Uh-huh.
from girls. Guys are smarter than girls. Like girls are just fucking dumb, and I'll say it to girls. The number one reason why a lot of girls are dumb is because they're emotional, and their emotions is their filter. I'm talking about real men, not like beta male, not weak men. Real men are like analytical, we're thinkers. You and me will
Mhm.
get in a fight, we'll hate each other, and then you'll beat me up, and like, okay, sorry, man, and then we'll be like best friends.
Mhm.
Like with girls, they fight, they'll be enemies for life. They're just very
Right.
emotional. They're not spatially. They're not good with like engineering. They're not good analytically. They're not good at decision making. 40% of babies are born into single motherhood. So if women were so smart, they would choose the right mate to get married with before they have kids, or at least have a kid with a dude that's not going to abandon them once the
Mhm.
kid comes. They have one night stands. They drink themselves to death. They go with these alpha player males that don't respect females because they're
Mhm.
strong and they're attractive and they're good looking. So they go with these good looking men that sleep with a different woman every night, and they know it, and so they make bad mating decisions. They basically set themselves up to be in poverty, on welfare, Medicaid, and working minimum wage jobs as teachers or social workers, or working nothing against you. You have a business, but as a worker, back
Mhm.
they work these minimum wage jobs. They're basically destined to being in poverty. The kids end up going to jail, dropping
Mhm.
out of school, becoming gangbangers, destroying and becoming a menace to society.
Mhm.
And then they blame men, and they're the ones
Mhm.
that made a decision to go with these men. And then they
It's-
they don't have a father, a lot of them, or if their father's
Mhm.
around, their father's in jail or abandons them, or they go against their father and go with the loser dude to have a baby, thinking that they know better than their father, who's supposed to be there to protect them. And their father probably is a loser too, because he didn't brainwash you enough when you're little to respect him. And then society teaches you to be a dumb feminist, where men and women are equal, but they're not. And then they have all these quotas for all these construction jobs and corporate jobs where they got to hire women to get tax breaks, but these women are not even half as qualified as most of the men. So I can go on and
Mhm.
on. And these are based on facts, research, and there's a lot of females that are saying, bring back patriarchy, bring back traditional marriages, bring back the men.
Mhm.
A lot of women on YouTube and TikTok, they're crying because they're like, man, I was taught to be a man. I was taught to get a baby, and now I got to work. I have no man taking care of me, and I don't want to be a man. I want a man to pay for everything. I want to go home, do my nails, and I want to take care of the babies. I want my man to go work and pay the bills. Like a lot of women are now upset,
Mhm.
crying in their 40s, 50s, 60s, saying, I shouldn't have been a feminist. It's the worst thing in the world. I want a man to take care of me. Where's the men? And they're ugly, they're
It's-
fat, they're old. Men want to be with young, hot girls. It's too late.
Mhm.
So I can go on and on, but that's why I want my girls to get married by 23, because the girls' prime is between 16, 17, and 25, and then after 25 they start going
Mhm.
down. It's called the sexual market value, SMV, sexual
Mhm.
market value. So the older a woman gets and the more overweight she gets, the less attractive and valuable she is, and the less she's going to be able to attract a rich guy or a guy like you. You're going to want a young, beautiful girl
Mhm.
who's feminine, loyal. You don't want her fucking around cheating, do you? You don't want tattoos all over her
Mhm.
body. You know what I mean? So you want a woman that's like my wife has no tattoos, no piercings except the earrings. barely wears makeup. She's beautiful. She's religious. I've been the only guy with her. All that. So I can go on and on, but basically, men are smarter than women, and I love women. I respect women, but they're fucking dumb.
I'm curious, what age do you think guys should get married? Like the prime age for guys
How
to get
old are you?
married?
How old are you right now?
30.
Ooh, that's a little getting up there. Do you have any debt?
Yeah, it's getting up there.
How much debt
Parents
you got?
want grandkids for sure.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. How much debt you have?
No debt.
How much are you worth? If you had to put value, cars, savings, investments, how much you worth total? I told you mine, and I don't tell
Uh,
anybody anyway.
uh, um, probably.
So yeah, you're getting there. And I'm 45 years old,
Uh,
so I'm much older than you. I didn't start getting my shit together till my 30s. So you're Mexican?
mm.
You have any
Guatemalan.
Guatemala? Okay, Central America. Sorry about
One
that.
older sister.
She's married?
No.
Ooh, man, that's terrible. And how
Wait,
old is she?
we 33.
She gonna get married? She wants to get
Yeah.
married, or she
Uh,
doesn't?
uh, she's like she doesn't see a point into it, and yeah, she
Okay,
got the personality of my dad, and yeah, it's
she's
not
gonna
fun.
die. She's gonna die alone with 9 cats.
Yeah,
She
she's
doesn't
okay with
realize
that.
she's okay with it now, but I'm just telling you, the data says when she's 50, she's not going to be okay with it because she's
Mm,
not ugly, right? I don't get too.
mm,
Is she ugly?
no.
Okay, so she's not ugly, so she still thinks that she's high value. But for
Uh,
her value, 33 is like towards the end of like
mm,
the value of a woman. 35, you struggle having babies between 35, 40. After 40,
mm,
don't have kids. 41, 42, for sure don't have kids. So
mm,
if she's not gonna get married and all that, she's basically gonna be a dude, and she's gonna suffer and die alone. I mean, your mom and dad's probably not gonna be alive when she's 60, 70. So
mm,
yeah, for a woman, the best thing for a woman is to get married. So my thing with you is it's cheaper to be married as a guy, and
mm,
it's a lot less heartache. Um, and 30 is a good age. So my son's only 2 years old, but I'm already planning his marriage. Uh, no, I'm telling you, man, I don't mess around. I think 30 years
it's
ahead.
too.
He's only 2 years old, but I'm already thinking. I'm
What
trying
time do you
to.
want? When do you want to get married? What
My
age?
so my daughter is 19 to 22, 23. My son, because I'm basically want to get a house where the basement has a kitchen and a washroom, so he can build his wealth and then get his own place. So
Mm,
because I have that ahead, and also I want to. I don't believe in college anymore. I'm thinking about internships and certifications. College is
mm.
worthless unless you're getting a
Lawyer,
lawyer,
doctor.
doctor, or engineer. So you and I are same
Right.
place. Maybe get a 2-year degree in junior college in case he wants to get his bachelor's degree at a later point and knock out in a year and a half. So age wise, I'm thinking for him, 21 to 26,
Whew.
preferably 22, 23. The reason
Uh-huh.
why I want that to happen is I want him to be working and making money by 18, and we're doing
Mm,
homeschool. So when we do homeschool, that means you go through school faster,
mm,
and I gotta take him to museums. I'm gonna spend a lot of time with my daughters, but I'm gonna put the bulk of my time on my son because women preserve value and men create value. So all a woman really
mm,
needs to do is look beautiful. She needs to be feminine, be submissive, non-argumentative, non-masculine. She needs to be loyal and dare to serve her husband. This sounds like very foreign in America because America is
mm,
extremely feminist and very female centric. But
mm,
it's America's changing too. A lot of people going back to traditions like Mexican, Guatemalan, Middle Eastern traditions. A lot of Americans are going back and they're marrying these Guatemalans and all that because they want that. And they want that
mm,
family unit. People aren't having kids. People aren't getting married. So yeah, 21 to 26, probably 22, 23. The reason why I want my daughters and my son to get married young, I got
mm,
married at 27, 28. I almost
mm.
got destroyed. So for me,
Oh.
I almost got destroyed because
Oh.
I married. I was a virgin when I got married. You're gonna
Mm,
hear that from almost no guys. My
uh-huh.
wife and me were virgins. My wife at
Mm.
23. I was 20, almost 28. And if I would have waited any longer, I would have been messed up. Um,
Oh.
so I literally almost fell apart because a lot of people wanted to date me, and I was very conservative. My family
Mm,
was very Latino, Mediterranean conservative, which I saved me a lot of heartache and a lot of money being that way. So yeah, I want them to get married young because the longer you wait to get married, and I'll probably tell you get married soon. The longer you wait to get married, the more jaded you're gonna be because the more relationships you have with a lot of people out there who are not ready to get married. the more, like I said, humans are file folders. You will get, if people have trauma, and almost everybody has trauma. When people have trauma and they have anger and they have a lot of mental issues, what they do is they recreate their trauma over and over and over again with the people that they're with, their husband, boyfriend, whatever. So the woman, if she has father issues, she has to recreate those issues with you because subconsciously she's trying to resolve those issues with you. But while she's doing it, she's destroying you at the same time because she's not aware
Mhm.
that she wants you to resolve her issues, but you have your own issues. So if you have issues
Mhm.
and she has issues, you're gonna be like this, and you're gonna destroy each other, and then you're gonna be more jaded and mentally disturbed more after you dumped her before, compared to when you first met her, because she needs
Mhm.
therapy. You need therapy. You need to psychoanalyze your life, what gets you angry, who upsets you, why you're upset, why do you have anger management, why are you bad with money. You have to re-engineer what happened in your life, and you have to learn, even if your mom and dad's alive, they don't have the skills that you and I do in America. You have to be the father that your father never was for you, and you have to learn to be the mother that your mother wasn't for you. Like if your mother doesn't give a lot of hugs, then you need to get a lot of hugs from your sister, your wife, somebody. But you need to
Mhm.
re-engineer your issues and go back to the beginning and stop the vicious cycle of your trauma. Otherwise, you're gonna recreate that trauma with your wife, and she may not have the patience to stay with you, and half your income is gone because you didn't go to counseling, you didn't have a mentor, you didn't do what you're doing now, right? So I re-engineer a lot
Mhm.
of things with me because you inherit your mom and dad's issue because your mom and dad did not recover from their trauma, and your mom and dad inherited your grandparents' issue because they didn't go to counselor and they didn't re-engineer the issues.
Mhm.
Almost nobody deals with their issues. Even if you go to counselor, you
Right.
have to you have to be active. So I have a lot of mentors, a lot of people I talk to. If I have an issue, I text my buddy, "Can I talk to you for 2 hours?" And we go into it and we go back and forth, do, 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 do. And then I clear it. I'm upset. At the end, I'm excited. I'm happy. We have this tool that will sense my energy. If my energy is high, I'm very emotional, traumatic. When my energy goes down, we stop, we close, we talk about something else, we move on. So I use a lot of techniques to
Mhm.
go into my file folder, clear my issues, so my kids, like this girl right here, the 7-year-old girl, she doesn't have to inherit my issues. Like anger, I used to have anger
Mhm.
management issues. I had money issues. I had girl issues because my mom didn't hug me and didn't say I love you enough because my mom's mom died when she was young. So that's why I can go on and on. This is
Mhm.
like a very extremely deep thing, but you have to. Everybody has issues. You have to re-engineer your issues, take responsibility in it, and kill the cycle, and then move on. And then you have all this space to do a lot of amazing things instead of being angry and upset with people and you don't even know why.
Right.
So a lot of
That's good.
information, probably more than what you expected. But um,
It's
I was
good.
thinking about writing a book. I was thinking about doing classes on helping people with this, but
Uh.
but it's a lot of work, and I don't know if I want to deal with a lot. No, no, I'm being honest. I don't want to deal with people's trauma. I don't mind dealing with my daughter's issues, my wife's issues, even my mom's issues, but
Mhm.
dealing with people's trauma is extremely difficult. You get very little
Yeah.
credit. People are quick to make you responsible for the issues and be angry with you. So people are quick to
Mhm.
attack you, and they're very slow to acknowledge you when you do good things. But when you do any perceived bad
Mhm.
things, they're very quick to attack you and destroy your reputation. And I don't know if I really want to deal with that for extra money. I don't know. I don't
Mhm.
need a lot of money. I don't
Right.
smoke. I don't drink. I don't go clubbing. I'm not. I'm faithful to my wife. I mean, it's a lot of money when you're not faithful. So,
Mhm.
females are extremely expensive. If you're able to get married and stick with one girl, you're gonna save a lot of money. A lot of money. So my answer, the long story short, you should be married by 32, 33 max, which means you'll probably be engaged for a year, which means you should start
Uh.
looking now. And I know it sounds
I
bad.
get to work.
But if I was you, the girl's here. I don't know if you know if you have any family in Guatemala.
No, everybody came over
Oh
here.
man, do you have any connections there? Do you have any friends or any
Yeah.
family friends there? Nobody.
No.
I
Yeah.
would have told
Most.
you go to Guatemala if you're able to, because
Uh.
honestly, unless you have like a second cousin or you know of a good family where they have a good girl, it's very
Uh.
difficult, man. Very
Right.
difficult. Like
Makes sense.
by the way, I'm being friends with other people that have kids because I'm thinking who's gonna
Uh.
marry my kid. So I'm already connecting with other families who are doing homeschool. because I'm thinking
Uh,
10 years. I'm thinking 10 years ahead. No, I'm not.
You're
I'm
thinking
not.
21 years when he's
No,
getting married.
my son. No, my son. I'm thinking about my son, but my daughters are 10 years away. She's 17, so
Oh,
maybe 11, 12
oh,
years away. So I'm thinking
oh,
about them, and I'm keeping my eye open right now. So it sounds crazy, but if you really want to be successful, you got to plan like financial. Um,
uh-huh.
and the way people get married, the people are so nuts nowadays. You have to know what type of family you're getting married into. Like I'll give one other quick thing too. Any man that my daughters marry, if their father-in-law is a weak guy, if they're a beta male, even if the
Mm,
guy is awesome, I'm not interested. I'm gonna fight
mm,
really hard for her not to marry a guy that guy's father is weak. Because
mm,
if that guy has anger issues or God forbid does something bad to my daughter, I want to be able to go to her father-in-law, who's a real man, and say, look, your son's doing A, B, and C. How are we gonna resolve this? Because if the
mm,
father is weak and I gotta deal with their mom, a lot of these moms are psychotic and their son can do no wrong, and then I'm
mm.
gonna have some grandkids that don't have a father because their father's gonna run away,
Right.
or it's not. So I'm
Uh-huh.
thinking any relationship that I'm in, the father for my kids, their father better be strong, so we can resolve issues
Mm,
when they come up. They got to be logical, fair men, educated, religious is very important too. Like God, people who are close to me, they got to be God believing and God fearing. They
mm,
got to believe that whatever they
mm,
do, God's gonna help. Christians believe that. Muslims believe that. There's a day of judgment. God's gonna hold you accountable for everything you say and everything you do. Those are the type of people I want to be around, so they don't stab me in the back. There's less of a chance.
mm.
So not fake
Right.
Christians. I'm not talking about fake Christians or Muslims or whatever. I'm talking about real ones. And you have to find these people. They're hard to find. But when you find these people, you go like this, like glue.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so any
Makes
questions you
sense.
have? I know I took up a lot of your time. My apologies.
It's good. Thank you. I appreciate all the stories. Everything's good.
How do I send you the
Last
information?
question. Oh, huh?
How do I send you? Are you able to do Venmo?
Um,
Do you have Venmo or no?
how about PayPal? Do you do PayPal?
We can do PayPal. Takes I think a day or two. Venmo is like real time, but you do mostly PayPal. You don't do anything else.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I can give you the email on the PayPal. You have one more question. I'll put that in there while you have your question.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
don't have a question. I think we should be good. I think I'm gonna like stop the recording. But yeah, thank you for
Okay.
everything. I'll just stop the recording here and then get the PayPal right now.
Cool. You got my
Thanks again
email.
for answering all the
No problem.
questions.
And
Appreciate
you
it.
said $51, you said, right? Cool.
Yep, correct.
Well, I wish you luck on you. Oh, yeah. I can give you my brother's number if you want, because he's just like me with finances and he has a different perspective if you want.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a pen or something, I'll give you his number. Contact him tomorrow because it's late, but you can tell him I referred you. Let me know when you're ready.